90.3 KCMU with Kilgore, Trout. One word, ferocious. Geez, you guys are peeling the paint off this place. This is tremendous. It's great to get some interesting music in. Well, I won't say it. I'm sorry, Greg. It's a joke. It's a joke. Niall, tell me a little bit about, right off the bat, what kind of gigs you've got coming up, if radio just isn't enough for our listening audience.
Radio just isn't enough. We have several free gigs for y'all coming up. We have the Fremont Fair, Saturday the 18th. We're playing on the main stage at around 3 o'clock, right across the street from the beer garden. Very important. And then after that, we're playing the Peace Concert. Right, the Peace Concert, July the 3rd, with Critters Buggin' at Golden Gardens. Critters Buggin', also a very happening local band. We're pretty excited about that. We have a wedding we're playing, but we can't tell you all about that.
We're working on a CD project, and hopefully the CD will be out sometime, if we're lucky, near September. We've got plans to record in July, hopefully, and have the CD out mid-September, we're hoping. So,
Speaking,
it'll be named or where it's going to be, but it'll be there.
Speaking now to Dan the Man on the drums, doing some ferocious work of his own. Is there anything out right now that your fans can get a hold of?
Well, we have a 4-song tape that we brought out here with us, and it's been selling pretty well. But honestly, now we get more people at our shows asking us if we still have that old tape, or rather than people that are wanting to buy it. So we're saving up, and that's our main goal right now is new music and have the CD out by late summer, early fall.
Tell me a little bit about the early days of the band, Niall.
The early days of the band. Well, the core of the band met at Syracuse University back on the East Coast a few years ago, and we've just been adding from there. We started playing dancier, hippier jazz kind of stuff early on, and then I don't know what we did to change, but we decided that just wasn't quite heavy enough. We picked up Bryan once we got out here. It's just, we've changed bass players. I don't know. We're trying. We're looking for more horns.
We've been through all sorts of changes.
Hold on. I got to get the Phil Donahue mic over there to you, Dan.
We started out with Steve Ferraro on sax, and then we added a trumpet player and a trombone player. So our largest horn section has been 3-piece, but we decided on just keeping it 2. It's nice and tight this way. We added Bryan, who went to Cornish, and right now this is our most powerful horn section. And a lot of the rhythms focus on odd time signatures, so they have their work cut out for them.
Okay, during a time you guys were practicing 5 to 6 days out of the week. Is that a fact? Tell me about that. That must have been a really intense period.
Well, on the average we try to practice 10 to 15 hours a week if we're lucky and we can all get the time together. See, we have music that's in 17/8 and stuff, and so I mean honestly we need to stay on top of it in order to be able to get it together as tightly as we want it. So
we're real anal about the production we want.
Right, but we also are trying to make a big strong push to have some new material. Hopefully by the end of the summer we'll have 3 or 4 new things.
There's been a real appreciation for new jazz, if I can call it that, in town lately. I wonder how are the gigs around town for you? How are the crowds doing? Is it a really good turnout, or is it pretty much a solid core of hardcore fans?
Actually, it varies. We've played with Mommy and Bam Bam and Critters Buggin', and we had an outrageous gig with Pigpen a few weeks ago. And in a situation, because I mean we are jazz influenced and we are instrumental, and there is an instrumental scene kind of happening, but I don't know. It depends on the venue. It kind of goes up and down. Also, for all of you out there that are listening that are on the mailing list, we'll get one to you soon. So it's up and down, but when we played with Pigpen and Critters Buggin', and it was at the Color Box, it was enormous. So we need a specific venue, but we do all right.
Now commercially, as far as the jazz scene goes, it's really turned back to the more traditional music, and you don't hear much of the new experimental jazz being played on commercial jazz radio. Do you see that trend kind of turning around, or does that really even matter to you guys?
Geez, I don't know. We're not planning on playing the Jazz Alley anytime soon.
Hopefully we won't have to count on other trends, but start our own. you know, because it is so unique and it is that out and different. And some people can't even classify it as jazz. So that's why a lot of varied kind of audiences appreciate it, you know, the rock and roll crowd, the hippie crowd, and also, you know, the jazz freaks and also techno people, because it's all really mix and match, you know. We play a lot around with a lot of different sounds, and even though it's a 5-piece, we got a lot of different things happening, so. A lot of parallel rhythms and stuff like that, so.
Well, let's get right back to the music and get as much in as we can in this short hour. More of Kilgore Trout on 90.3, the big KCMU.